Hey guys, welcome back to Kumasao Reviews. We're taking a look at the Flame Toys Furai model, or is it Furai? I'm not sure. But it's the Transformers Combiner Devastator. So it's a model kit, doesn't actually combine, transform, etc, etc. Just some really neat artistic take on the combined form of Devastator. Apparently it's heavily articulated. This is my first time doing any of the models. I've bought all of the regular diecast figures. Is it Karakuri line? Yeah, so basically I'm gonna go ahead, get this guy put together. I might do some minor things like panel lining, but I won't do any full out paint, modifications, etc, etc. It'll be as close to a straight build as I can stand to look at. Let's put it like that. So looking at the box, you guys have the box art there, and of course, being a model kit, it's a ton of sprues and instructions, kind of giving us a preview of what it's supposed to look like. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, get this guy built. Hopefully it doesn't take too long, and I'll be back. Alright, so we've got this guy combined, and, well, put together. So, like I said, I went as close to scratch as possible. I didn't even really do anything with the nubs besides ones that kept me from pushing pieces together. So, if you look through it, stuff like the bottom of the scoop here, you know, you'll see little stuff like that throughout. Right here on the crotch, even right here on the chest plate, you know, just little stuff like that. Left it as is. I put the stickers on that I could see. This one's kind of decided, hey, it's review time, so I'm going to fall off. I actually did this yesterday and it was fine, so I don't know what happened there. But honestly, it's a tremendous take on Devastator. Not gonna lie. So I don't really know where exactly this design came from, if it's completely original, if it's something out of the comics, etc, etc. Again, I don't know. And I also don't know why my camera just dropped there, but you know, stuff happens, of course, while it's on camera. Gotta love embarrassing yourself. But anyway, getting this guy measured is not going to be a perfect measurement because you can see he's not quite in a generic A stance. That's not really how I pose my figures and stuff like that, as you can see from every other review, but about 7 inches tall, because we're going to pretend to straighten him out, and yeah, that's about where he's at. So giving you guys a roundabout here, and I really like how he has the big blaster up there instead of the crane. It's just neat. So yeah, no paint or panel lining or anything like that yet for me personally. The extent that I think I'm going to do, because I really like the green, I really like the purple. You can see it's really bright. I'm looking through the LCD now, and it's actually one with the colors that you get in hand. It's a very, very, very vibrant piece. But I might change the gray to silver, and I actually have no problem with like gray swirly plastic like I know a lot of Transformers collectors do, but I think the silver will just pop a bit more, especially since you have like the silver accents there and things. And it'll let the details shine through a little bit better by giving them some shadow, because if you look, zoom in as close as I can here, see if we can still focus there at the face, there's actually some nice detail into it, but that soft gray coloring really doesn't make it stand out as much as I'd like. So outside of that, I really don't see anything that I just have to paint, you know. And it does depend on what the nub cleanup will be like and things like that too, if it's better just to paint over it, you know, etc, etc. But we've done the roundabout here. In terms of loose pieces, really didn't have any. The biggest offenders are and you can see I could darn near pick it up by the siren in the back, and then this piece here probably needs some polish. I'm also going to glue the piece that's holding it in really tight, this part right here and right here, so that'll help with keeping that in as well. But outside of that, I mean, everything stays on it really well. The joints, I hate to use this word because I feel like it sets up like this high expectation, but I think they're about as close to perfect as you can get. They are really, really, really good. They play really easy, yet they're firm, nothing pops off, this and that. So let's actually go ahead and give it a look in terms of articulation. So the head, the neck swivels up and down itself, and then the head's on a ball joint. So lots of up and downward movement. It can look all the way up, it can look downwards, and especially when you got that ab crunch going and stuff like that. Now each of the arms is the same, but I'll use this one just for the sake of example. So this arm actually extends out, and it's hard to show, but if you look right there, it extends out, and that's when it's all the way in, extends out to give you more room for the articulation. The shoulder can go around. That whole piece there can also go around too, so whether you've got it in or out 360, and of course now that we've got it out, we can go ahead and get that parallel in. Not quite parallel, but pretty close, let's be real. For as bulky as that is, like, that's damn good. And it's not just trying to talk it up, it's being realistic. Bicep swivel, 360. Double jointed elbow. And I love that this thing is just Obari anime as all get out, because even the forearms, these big, bulky, inward tilted, like, man, you can tell it's just made for those tough type poses. It's really cool. So the wrists, they're on ball joints. And swapping out the hands, it comes with a pair of open hands too, is just as simple as popping it out, popping the other one in. So good stuff there. Now the waist, look at that back bend. It can't balance, it gets back heavy, so this is a plastic piece, so maybe if the feet were die cast or something like that. But yes. It's honestly just like their die cast line. It's pretty cool. So this ab filler piece, it actually extends out, as you can see there, to give you even more room for that forward. So it has two areas that can bend. It's right here as well as right here, so tons of bend. Get that out of the way some. The whole thing can actually 360 around, so cool stuff. Now in terms of the skirts, that just popped out of the piece there, but these side pieces move out of the way. The tires can swivel on their own too, or swing. These swing out. These back ones swing out. And I'm telling you guys, this is a dream to play with. I don't even like plastic toys. Alright. And I will say, I'm a person that, and it doesn't have drop hips or anything like that. Well, actually it does. I lied. I just remembered that from building it. So in there, they do swing back and forth. So really cool stuff. So you can get even further back and front swing. All right. And the outward is what it is. All right. So there's that. The knees, double jointed. And it's kind of cool that they're made. You can see the calf goes right into the back of the thigh there. All right. So it does have ankle tilt because there's a ball joint there, but then the front of the foot also has further. The back of the foot can also swing on its own as well. And then the whole thing can go forward and backwards. And then the front of the foot can go forward as well. So lots of articulation here. Let's go ahead. This is actually, believe it or not, my first time even playing with the articulation. So let's make sure that's swung forward to get the most out of that. Most out of that. Use that ab crunch. Make sure that's far up. And the cool part is that you could even move that. And again, that could use some polish, but I don't want to forget that the crane has articulation as well. Put that scoop out. Put that there. And actually make him look up a bit. Just cool. And I pop that out of the socket there. But that's not bad. It stays in very well, even with friction. And you could always polish it up if it's not to your liking. But even me, being pretty anal about like joint friction and things like that, tightness and all that, this is damn good. This isn't a paid or sponsored advertisement or anything like that. I got this from the Bluefin booth at C2E2 just like anybody else. But this thing is just fucking good. I'm very impressed for a model kit. Alright guys, and closing out this review, a couple of things. Just wanted to give you a quick size comparison. I don't collect modern classics at all. I used to love them, like the actual classics line, Reveal the Shield, Generations. Maybe I'm just one of those old heads who thinks my stuff is better than the new stuff, but I think Siege on Cybertron, Earth, whatever the fuck, all that stuff is fucking trash. So I just don't collect it. I don't bother with it. I don't know. But in terms of Legends class figures, third party is really killing it. So wanted to show you a size comparison. It's scaling with some current Legend class figures from Iron Factory here. They're my favorite company when it comes to that scale, at least. So yeah, I mean, they're around 4 inches tall. He's approximately 7 inches, maybe a little bit tall. But yeah, I feel like it scales really well. Now, most classics, I know they've gotten smaller over the years, but on average, I'm still going to call them from Deluxe to Voyager between 4 or 7 inches tall, from Bumblebee to like a freaking Megatron or something like that. So Devastator's obviously not as tall as Megatron. So especially the larger size, newer classics, it's not going to scale with that. You know, especially the older ones too, because they were even larger. But yeah, it's what it is. So showing you that. Now, getting that out of the way, there was something I missed on the articulation. And just in terms of fairness to the product, this thing has butterfly like a mother. So I'll go ahead and get this arm extended out. Alright, so you guys can see. Make sure I'm zoomed in here. And I know there's a lot of darkness going on, but I'll still try to show you as best as possible. Alright, using this bar here, so the bar itself can go back and forth, that black area, you see? Lots there, but you also see this green piece here with additional swivel. So right outside of the chest, his outer chest butterflies, as well as the shoulders themselves. So just in terms of play and practice here, that's far back, that's far forward. He can literally like bodybuilder chest flex. But yeah, the butterfly is real on this guy. And again, that piece needs some polish. But outside of that, you can see it holds up well, it poses well. Not a lot like falling off and this and that. But again, this has been Flame Toys, their Furai model line Devastator. Really impressed by this. Can't wait to get to customizing it a little bit, and some paint here and there, some panel lining over all of it, this and that, but it's very, very good. Easy build. There were some areas of the instructions and it's hard to describe it. So if you guys have any questions while you're doing it, you could always shoot me a message via email, commenting on this video or whatever, and let me know. Maybe we were confused at the same parts. Maybe I was the only one confused. I don't know. But there were certain areas where it said like one direction to put this on, but it was actually the opposite direction and things like that. So do what makes sense. Look at the finished product as well as the instructions to make sure that you're doing it right and in the right directions, because I know some things were mirrored when they shouldn't have been. But anyway, this has been another Kuma Style review. Again, Flame Toys Furai model Devastator. I am extremely impressed. I don't do a lot of model kit reviews on here, but I've built tons. I would say 99% of them have been Bandai Master Grade stuff. So if you're in like Gundam groups on Facebook and this and that, you'll have seen a lot of my posts over the years. But again, don't really review them. This might actually be the first model kit I've reviewed besides that Moderoid just trash thing. But yeah, I like this a lot. Highly recommend it. And honestly, I might, whether it's the model kits or the finished model toy line that they're doing, because I know they're coming out with some that are pre-finished, pre-built, pre-painted and things like that. Exact same thing. Because I'm lazy, I might go for those. But either way, I'm not a plastic toy collector, but I really like this plastic toy. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure to check out the full article and gallery on kumastyle.com. And thank you again for watching. Thanks as always for your support. Hopefully you subscribe, and I'll see you next review.